Welcome back to RamZland. Today I want to show you how to make a spooky blue flame using copper 2 sulfate. Check it out. All I'm using in this experiment is copper 2 sulfate, hydrochloric acid, some aluminum foil, and a 2000 milliliter Pyrex beaker. The first step is to measure out 3 grams of copper 2 sulfate. Next, add 100 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. We're using 12 molar hydrochloric acid. And then add your copper 2 sulfate. Take a glass stir rod and mix the solution. Okay, now we're ready for the exciting part. I'm going to take my aluminum foil and I'm going to crumple it up, and I'm going to remove my watch glass. When I put it in the hydrochloric acid, it's immediately going to release hydrogen gas. When you ignite that hydrogen gas, you'll get the most amazing blue flame. When I want the flame to go out, I'll just cover it with my watch glass to snuff the flame. Here it's starting to react. And look at that amazing blue flame. So what's going on in this awesome experiment has to do with the absorption and the emission of photons. So when we ignite that hydrogen gas, that creates a lot of energy, and the copper 2 ions absorb that energy, and their electrons become excited and they jump energy levels. And you can see absorption in figure A and excitation in figure B. But those electrons can only stay in that outer energy level for just a moment, and they return to their grounded state. When they return to their grounded state, the energy it took for them to jump energy levels is then transferred in the form of a photon. Now we can see that photon depending on its wavelength. If it's between 300 and 700 nanometers, that's the visible light spectrum that we can see. The reason we see a blue flame has to do with the wavelength of the photon that's emitted. If a photon has a wavelength of 452 nanometers, we perceive the color blue. Remember, a nanometer is just a billionth of a meter. That's 10 to the negative 9. So 452 nanometers is still a relatively short wavelength for a photon. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of RamZland, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this presentation, be sure to remember to like and subscribe.